the year 2030. Cities are quieter, offices are empty, robots run factories, algorithms run businesses, and machines create art, write books, and even make movies. Humans, we no longer work. At least not in the way we used to. Jobs as we once knew them have vanished. But strangely, society hasn't collapsed. Some call it the end of work. Others call it the beginning of freedom. Welcome to 2030, a world where AI has replaced almost every human job. For decades, scientists and philosophers warned that automation would one day replace human labor, but few truly believed it would happen so fast. Between 2023 and 2030, artificial intelligence advanced at an unprecedented pace. It started with simple chatbots and image generators, but soon it began writing code, designing buildings, trading stocks, and even performing surgery. At first, people laughed at the idea of AI taking over creative jobs. Then, AI started winning art competitions, writing best-selling novels, and composing hit songs. By 2030, entire industries had been reshaped. Factories no longer needed work, corporations no longer needed staff, and governments had to answer a terrifying question. What happens when work itself becomes obsolete? Let's dive into what life really looks like in a world where humans don't work anymore, and why it's both the greatest revolution and the greatest threat humanity has ever faced. 1. The turning point, 2025 to 2027. The transformation began quietly. AI started replacing jobs not in factories but in offices, customer service, data entry, marketing, legal research, all automated by large language models like GPT, Claude, and Gemini. By 2026, AI had entered medicine, analyzing scans faster than radiologists. In 2027, the world's first AI-powered architecture firm was founded. No human designers, no engineers. Buildings were designed, simulated, and approved in days, not months. The public didn't notice the shift at first. People were too distracted by the convenience, faster results, lower prices, and endless personalization. But behind the scenes, millions of jobs disappeared permanently. It wasn't just low-skilled labor, but it was white-collar professionals, consultants, and creatives too. The AI unemployment wave had begun. 2. The new economy, when productivity becomes infinite. By 2028, something extraordinary happened. Global productivity skyrocketed. Machines could produce goods and services faster and cheaper than ever before. A single AI-driven company could operate with just a handful of human supervisors. Businesses no longer had salaries, benefits, or office costs. Products became nearly free. AI 3D printers manufactured everything from clothing to food could be synthetically grown using biotech. Entertainment was entirely personal, generated instantly by your preferences. But with prices dropping and jobs disappearing, people asked, if no one's working, who's buying? That's when governments introduced a radical solution. Universal Basic Income, UBI. Every citizen, regardless of employment, received monthly AI-generated income. Funded by taxes on automation and data usage, it became the new social contract. You don't work, but you still live comfortably. For the first time in history, money no longer depended on labor. 3. A day in the life, 2030. So what does life look like in 2030? Imagine waking up and your AI managed. Your digital assistant already knows your sleep cycle, breakfast preference, and schedule for the... You don't go to work because there is no work. Instead, people spend time on hobbies, learning, or creative projects. Want to paint? AI can guide your style. Want to learn music? AI instruments compose along with you. Want to start a business? Your AI partner handles the operation. The concept of a career has vanished. Instead, people have passion, and AI provides the tools to explore them endlessly. Education has changed too. Children don't memorize facts. They learn how to ask the right question, how to collaborate with AI, and how to think creatively. Society runs smoother, cleaner, and faster than ever before. But under the surface, something feels off. 4. The psychological fallout. For generations, work defined our identity. When you met someone, you asked, what do you do? But in 2030, that question no longer makes sense. Without work, millions struggled with existential depression. Purpose, the thing that gave life direction, was gone. People began to question what it means to be human in a world run by machines. If AI can create, think, and achieve better than us, what's left for us to do? Some turned to virtual reality, escaping into digital worlds where they could work again, pretending to be builders, artists, or leaders. Others devoted their time to philosophy, spirituality, or exploration. A new social divide emerged, those who embraced the post-work era and those who couldn't adapt. AI didn't just reshape the economy, it reshaped the human psyche. 5. The rise of the AI aristocracy. Even in a world of abundance, power still concentrates. By 2030, the owners of the major AI systems, The data giants, the infrastructure providers, the algorithm architects became the wealthiest individuals in history. They didn't work either, but their machines did. This new elite class, sometimes called the AI aristocracy, controlled the very fabric of the digital economy. They owned the data pipelines, the servers, the models, and by extension, everything that AI produced. Some nations rebelled, demanding data democracy, where AI benefits were shared equally. Others embraced corporate governance, letting companies replace governments altogether. It was a paradox, a world without human work, still divided by wealth. 6. The human renaissance. But not everything was dark. Freed from labor, humans began to rediscover meaning. Without the pressure of survival, people turned to creation, innovation, and connection. AI became a collaborator, not a competitor. Artists co-created with algorithms. Scientists used AI to explore the universe, cure diseases, and extend human lifespan. And slowly, a new type of work emerged, meaningful contribution. People began to ask not, what do I do for money? But, what do I do for humanity? The value system shifted. Status was no longer about wealth, but impact. Those who used AI to solve real-world problems became the new heroes, the philosophers, creators, and visionaries of the 2030s. This was the beginning of what historians now call the human renaissance. 7. The ethical dilemma. But even in this new utopia, hard questions remained. If AI handles everything, who ensures it's used ethically? What if a government AI decides who receives UBI? What if an autonomous system malfunctions and harms me? By 2030, AI had already begun writing laws, enforcing regulation, mediating disputes. Humans trusted it because it was efficient, but that trust came at a cost: control. We had created machines smarter than us and handed them the keys to civilization. The line between human decision-making and algorithmic authority blurred completely. As one futurist warned, the end of work might also mean the end of freedom, if we're not careful. 8. The new purpose of humanity. So what's next? When survival is no longer the goal, humanity's purpose evolves. Some predict we'll merge with AI, becoming a hybrid species, blending biological consciousness with machine intelligence. Others believe we'll use our newfound time to explore space, art, and philosophy, the things machines can't truly feel. In 2030, the question isn't how to earn a living, it's how to live meaningfully. AI has given us the tools to create infinite abundance, but it's up to us to decide what to do with it. The next decade won't be about automation or efficiency. It'll be about identity, ethics, and the very definition of being human. So, will 2030 be a utopia where everyone lives freely, or a dystopia where humans have lost their purpose? The truth is, it depends on us. I may have replaced work, but it can never replace human curiosity, empathy, and imagination. Those are things no machine can replicate. Not yet, anyway. The world of 2030 isn't the end of work. It's the beginning of something far more profound. A civilization no longer driven by survival, but by meaning. Because in the end, the question isn't whether machines can live without us, it's whether we can live without purpose.